Welcome to today's messages. I just wanted to say really quickly, so I usually, what is it? What do I usually do? I usually speed up the videos. I figured it was quicker to upload. Anyways, the universe has been telling me in so many ways that it's not necessarily being completely authentic, right? Also, it's not faster. This is why it takes me all day to upload one video, is because I'm going through three different programs. Anyways, it's a whole thing. So if you do prefer, like I prefer, when I watch the videos back, I always change the speed. I can't seem to be able to handle my own voice. It's not the voice, it's just, I guess, my processing time. I'm still not fully accepting me and how I speak. I'm super conscious of it when I'm speaking to people in public, and I feel like I'm taking a long time and like pausing all the time while I think and process how I'm going to respond. And I think this has been something that maybe I was trying to hide by speeding up the videos for you guys, but you can just go to the drop down menu and put it at the speed that you prefer. And this way I can be authentic and we can all choose the best way to receive the information. Great. Yes. So I guess the first channeled message for today is authenticity. Right? Being authentic and letting go of self-judgment. Right? I was literally judging myself. And we have enough judgers out there, but the most important one is ourselves. So let's stop being so judgmental of ourselves. Dang it. Let us be who we are, and if it works for you, it works for you, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Right? Yes. Okay. So let's move on to what the Arcturians have for us to consider for today. And we roll with it. We take it from there. Okay, loyalty. The energy of loyalty helps you to remain loyal to yourself. Sometimes this might mean being disloyal to a good friend. Once you have learned how to do this, you can be loyal through and through without forgetting yourself. There you go. Your loyalty to self is to release judgment, right? And also, this is kind of about being okay with being the bad guy or the villain in someone else's story, right? Because your loyalty to self is what is the most important thing, right? You have to look yourself in the mirror every day. You have to face yourself. You have to stand behind the choices and the decisions that you make. And so if you're making them for other people, who's making them for you, right? So be loyal to you, and you will bring those who value and appreciate your loyalty to self. You also create a space, an energetic resonance that allows people to follow suit. They're like, oh, that's what being loyal to self looks like. Huh. Maybe I need to do that more, right? Yes. Yes. Don't pre-assume what other people are going to think. Oh, so many people can't handle how slow your voice is. And oh, look at this leaf. Beautiful. just saw a leaf falling, but it was like, you know the scene in the Fern Gully where they surf the leaves? That's what it looked like. Very cool. Okay, what was I talking about? Sorry. Yes, loyalty to self and not caring if people can't handle your voice, right? There are ways that we can get around it. Yeah. Well, that's exactly it. The first time I heard myself on the video, I was like, oh my God, you take forever to say things. And so I sped it up. And then I was like, oh, that's way better. And then I just assumed, well, everybody is going to want to hear you speak fast. So there you go. Speed it up. Okay. We got that. We're over it. It's good and it's over and it's done. Okay. We got Kinas and Degas. Beautiful. Okay, let's see. Let's see what they are contributing to our loyalty here. We've got... Ooh. No, that's Iwas. We got... Where are you? There's Degas. Change is dynamic and dramatic. Who could imagine the stunning butterfly would spring from the little caterpillar? As the delicate butterfly unfurls their new wings, a new day dawns, and they are granted a new and higher awareness than they could have previously ever imagined. Below, their cocoon hangs in the place where before and after meet. Degas has a beautiful and brilliant light-filled energy. It represents the awakening and clarity that daylight brings. When this rune appears, there is hope and happiness, bold change, and a new beginning. It is a good time to start something new. Degas refers to a daily cycle in contrast to longer, gentler time periods like Jera's year cycle. Degas also speaks of balancing opposite forces such as light and dark, mental, emotional, masculine, feminine, and doubt and certainty. Okay. And then, it's a breakthrough, awakening, enlightenment, balance point, and transformation. Yes. So many transformations. Also, every day, right? Every morning when you wake up, it's an opportunity to step into your new life. The new you, the new version of you. Okay, the acquisition of wisdom, knowledge, and insight has been the owl's forte since the beginning of time. They have sharp eyes that can see in the dark what others need light to perceive. The companion of many goddesses across many cultures, the owl is a holder of their occult secrets. For the unaware creature, they are fearsome. Kinaz has the hot, bright energy of fire and the illuminating torch. It represents the search for truth and knowledge and a burning creative drive. In a reading, Kinaz speaks of artistic and technical ability in honing your craft, lighting your way through the dark. It encourages you to be a self-starter and take initiative guided by curiosity and intelligence, enlightenment, creativity, skill, offspring, and learning. Okay, so I feel like this new version of you that is stepping forth, loyal to self, right, is one of boundless creativity. Okay, and this doesn't have to look like your typical artistry, right? Being creative is something innately part of our structure, how we engage, how we respond, how we dress, how we decorate, what attracts us, the music that we listen to, how we dance. There's so many more ways that creative expression can manifest as, can look like. So don't limit yourself with your mind about what creativity and artistic ability looks like for you. Okay, it's gonna look different for everybody, and that's okay. That is okay. And also, I'm getting the sense of like your inner child, right? Your inner child was in a state of exploration and play. And this is how we learn. Like, watch any small animal that is like kittens, for example. I automatically go to kittens because they're so cute, but they're so playful and they're so curious. But in their playing and their curiosity, they are data collecting. They are learning, right? They are learning how to hunt, learning how to sneak, learning how to survive, learning how to do all of the things. And this is exactly what we need to do, can do. This is what a creative movement can look like, can bring us, right? Even looking at things from different perspectives. Like I always loved miniature because it was a opportunity to look at things from a different perspective. And, you know, like real world stuff, like a thimble, right, would be to somebody miniature finding a thimble, it would be like the size of a pot or something, right? And they use it to make soup in or something like that. So maybe this is a call for you to embrace and please or feed your inner child. Okay, your loyalty to self is going to look like tending to all of the parts of you that you pushed aside for real world stuff, right? Oh, we're an adult now and we can't play. We're this, we're that. There's so many constraints that we put upon ourselves. And we don't need to carry that crap with us anymore, okay? It's time to let it go and let it flow. Okay, so my new version of self is going to do this. So we will let spirit decide which cards. Okay, so there's your temperance. Temperance is about the balancing state. This is what Degas was talking about, the masculine and feminine, the light and the shadow. What else did it say? And this tempering process. I also, when I think of temperance and tempering, I always think of forging of a sword, right? You get a piece of metal and it has to go through this process of heating and cooling and smashing and resting and all this stuff in order for it to be transformed into the beautiful, strong piece of work that can cut and lasts a long time, right? That is you, the overflowing cup. This is you, the sword, right? Instead of a sword, it was this vessel that you work upon that gets strong enough to hold liquid sunshine, to hold all of the beautiful joy beads that you fill it with, right? Yes. And of course, that overflow is like seeds, little potent seeds that when they hit fertile soil, they bloom. And the reason why I say that, fertile soil, because sometimes you're spilling seeds into people's gardens and they haven't quite done enough work on their soil for it to be fertile yet. But when they do, whenever they do, those seeds, once the soil conditions are right, will bloom, will start to germinate. Is it germinate? Yes, germinate. Bloom and grow forever. Okay, so we're tempering. We got this tempering process. and we are working on our vessel, okay, and the world that we want to live in. And this is exactly the thing, right? When you are working on yourself, this is that internal work. Your internal matching your external matching your internal. This is why these two are coming out together. This is the temperance between the world that you want and the person that you want, right? The world you want to live in and the person you want to be living in that world. And they're hand in hand, they're in tandem. This is the tempering. You could easily put the you and the world on either sides of this here, right? And it's a pouring of things in things. It's a pouring of things in things. Okay. Okay, what else? What else? We are creating ourselves and the world in tandem. And how do we do this? With our patience, with the trust in the process, and releasing of the things that no longer serve, okay? Releasing of the old versions of self, even. Every time you go to sleep, you are putting to death that version that existed that day. And when you wake up, you are being reborn to a new day, to a new version of you. And so I'm being shown like your routines lock you into a loop, right? You play out the same routines of your past self and you resurrect them into your now, right? So part of this is why the releasing of old versions of you, of old things that no longer, mindsets, limiting beliefs, stuff, all of the things. All this release is really important because it's detaching you, it's untethering you from a past version of self, a past timeline, a past world. Yes. Because energy can be stored in the old things. It's like, yeah, tethers to old timelines, which is a really difficult thing to navigate through when you're trying to jump timelines and you've got all these hooks keeping you back, attached. Okay, oops, this one. So then you go in and you're like, okay, I need to really do some soul searching here and figure out what the heck it is that I need to release so that I can support and nurture the new version of self that wants to be born every day, right? What if we made it a habit to release something, an aspect, a thought, a thing every day, and just do this consistently, mindfully, intentionally for a month and just see how things have shifted, right? We can do this. We can figure out ways to get a sense of that concept, right? Find evidence of this idea in a real and tangible way. But it makes sense, right? If you've got, a picture up from an old timeline that you look at every single day, you are reestablishing, you are linking, re-putting into that timeline, re-anchoring, re-establishing. Yes. Okay, so there's the harnessing of your sun power. This is also the connection, the combining, the balancing of the masculine and feminine. This is taking, using your position at the top of the mountain, your perspective, and claiming your birthright, your sun power, your star power. This is like the harvesting of the liquid sunshine, or creating a pathway, consciously creating a pathway for liquid sunshine to find and fill your cup. Right? You're like tapping in to the sun power, to the sun power. Okay, and here is your emotional regularity. This is getting to a place where you're building momentum in with your emotions, right? This is getting to a place of mindful ownership of self. This is loyalty, right? This is what loyalty looks like to self, because you are holding your emotional regularity, your emotional well-being, your nervous system as the most important thing. You recognize that when those things are out of balance, it affects everything around you, including people, places, and things. This is why it is important for you to be loyal to yourself, because then you are ensuring that what you are giving out to the world is pure sunshine, is gold, right? And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing to achieve, to allow, even to recognize, to claim, to own. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, what else we got? What else we got? This one over here. Okay, there's the death. There's the transformation. This is what this is talking about. You transforming every single day. You're taking the opportunity. You becoming one with the death and transformation process. Right? This is not a fear of releasing of the old things. This is a becoming, an ownership of it. Yes, I am transformed. I transform regularly. And it's a beautiful thing. So say goodbye to the old things, okay? This is part of your divine justice. It's also the cause and effect of what happens when you release and transform. You allow space and fertile soil for the new things to grow within, the new versions of self, the new potentials in all the ways that they look. This is your steady movement towards the worlds that you want to create, okay? This is your sun power. Look, there's the balance of the light and the shadow right there. Okay, this is your sun power. This is your loyalty to self, shines bright like a beacon, warming all those around you, right? It's like a divine permission slip that you allow others to witness, right? They're like, oh, wow, you're so bright and loyal to yourself. It feels good. How'd you do it? Well, I put myself and my emotional regularity, my nervous system. I went in, I figured out what it is that I need to release, and I continuously transform. And they're like, wow, you're amazing. And you're like, yeah, but you are too. You can do this too. How? Well, let me tell you. I don't know, actually. No, I'm just kidding. You know. But there is the flip side, right? There's also people who they don't want to know that if you do the work that you can shine like that bright, right? They just want to, they're still in their cocoon phase. They're still in their caterpillar phases of this is just the way it is. We're caterpillar people who live on the ground. We, wiggle across branches and nibble on leaves. That's our life. That's what we do. And you're like, I'm a butterfly. You're a butterfly. And you're like, hey, I was one of you. And they're like, no, that's impossible. I'm like, look at this cocoon over here. Yes. Okay. What are these two? We've got a King of Cups with the Seven of Cups. So this is beautiful because the King of Cups is taking action on your heart, from the heart. Taking action from the heart. Okay, compassionate, caring, creative, capable, and ready to share their cup, right? This is part of like, look at me, I have created this beautiful vessel and found a way to fill it daily with liquid sunshine. And now I am taking action from the heart. Now I have created this emotional regularity that allows me to be one who can move forward confidently with love. And in that, you create your own luck, which is funny because I came across this thing that was talking about, the algorithms and stuff. It was talking about how luck, they're just starting to figure that luck is more about frequency and resonance, right? What seems to be lucky is actually you tapping into the timeline where all things work out in your favor, right? And so you moving in a regulated way from the heart space, this is producing a beautiful positive feedback loop. This is the physical manifestations of your work, your inner and outer, your inner affecting your outer because of your dedication to the releasing of all the things that don't serve. Okay. Oh, shot across the world. Okay, so this one is the Knight of Swords. This guy is very protective, getting sentinel vibes, right? This is somebody who's ready to take on the world. This is also someone who is fully empowered. Like they're not a scared of nothing, right? They're looking you straight in the eye going, you shall not pass, right? This is the Gandalf and the Bullrock situation on the bridge where Gandalf is like, you shall not pass. Unwaveringly so. Okay, so this is the kind of protection you had to give yourself, but it's also this, you're being supported, right? The more you focus on this emotional regularity, the more you recognize when somebody is coming to dump onto you or to pull you into the mud where they are rolling around having a fit, and you say no. You're like, I love you. That's part of your process. I've already been through that. I'm going to be over here on the shore when you're ready to come out. I'd love for us to hang out. But until then, bye. Right? Yes, this is your dragon power. I'm going to put this one right over here by the dragon. Your ability to say no. This is your loyalty to yourself, right? You're no longer saying yes to things and people and places and situations out of fear, out of lack, out of dependency, out of need, out of external validation. Now you are doing it. You're saying, how is this going to affect my nervous system? How's this going to make me feel? Is this contributing to my joy and beautifulness, or is this taking away from it? Okay. What is this one? We got the Chariot. This is how you move the universe. This is how the universe conspires and continuously brings you the timeline that you step up for. You signal to the universe which timeline you prefer, and the universe conspires to make it happen, to adjust accordingly. Yes. Beautiful. We've got the universe conspiring in your favor, based on what you tell it, right? When you have, and you know you're getting somewhere close when, things from the past start resurfacing, start showing up. Old things that you used to be like, yay, or okay, or sure, or I'll allow this, are coming back as an opportunity for seeing where you're at, right? If you receive and respond in the same way as your old self, you're telling the universe, oh no, I still want to be in this old timeline. And the universe is like, okay. But when you're like, no, thank you, goodbye, you're telling the universe, no, I'm ready for the new timeline. And it's like, woohoo! And it's bringing you your new timeline, okay? Gorgeous. What is these things? Okay. Beautiful. Okay. This new timeline, you choosing your self and your heart and your high flying disc, your high frequency you, this is what is going to attract in the beautiful relationships that you're meant to have, the kind of reciprocating, like-minded, abundant, childlike, playful, fun situationships, okay? People, places, things, all of the things that fill your cup and you fill theirs, and it's just this loop of sunshine juice flying everywhere, okay? And this is what is celebratory. This is what is worth celebrating, because it takes so much to choose something different. It takes so much to leave the old version behind, especially when you can't really see where you're going. But this is that intentionality, right? This is your ability to take a leap of faith, to trust the universe, to trust in the unknown, to trust that you are continuously evolving and expanding, and that there's more than where you're at right now. Beautiful. Okay, we've only got 3 cards left. Let's see what this one is. Oh, it's a tower. Okay, well, that's your old life, your old world, your old timeline disintegrating. Okay, falling away, tearing down, and that's beautiful. We want that to happen because we need space for the new beautiful tower to be built. right? Yes, yes, we don't mind the towers because they solidify. They're a confirmation of your transition into the new timeline, when you start to see the old things falling away, right? When you start to see, and that's going to look different for everybody. Sometimes it's going to be like a sudden move, a loss of home, friendships, business ships, right? These things need to fall away to create space for the new. And this is a trust. This is a loyalty to your heart, that you are doing things and moving towards things that best serve your internal compass that's leading you where you need to go. Okay. And you are meant to arrive. Okay. This is you at the top of the mountain. You got there. And now that you're there, you can reach things that other people just aren't in a position to be able to reach physically, right? This is also giving me you've gotten to the end of your old world, your old you. You've topped it. You're the topping of your own cake. And now it's time to eat that cake so that you can start planning the next gorgeous cake you're going to make. Okay. And last but not least, we've got the Four of Pentacles. This is your dedication to your homeostasis. Okay. This is a grounded, centered, balanced, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, away from the noise of the people, connected to your higher self, your spirit team, your divine spirit team, all of the beautiful entities of light and love that are like, yay, look at them go. They're getting there. They're doing it. They're making the choices. They're letting go. They're letting the things fall away. They're choosing themselves every day, and they are walking forward into their new beautiful timeline and owning all of it. And that is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Yes. I'm so proud of you in whatever stage you are at in this process. Beautiful, right? Look at that. Look at that. Okay, let's get an oracle or two to love and guide and support us. Oops, sorry. Guide and support us. Confirm and or support us. Okay. What do we got? We got a 37 flipping over. And it stands for guidance, intuition, insight, and answers. Take comfort in the knowledge that your request for guidance is being answered in the form of signs, intuitive urges, and the synchronistic events occurring in your life. Trust the wisdom of your inner self to find the solutions to any inharmonious aspects of your life. Allow yourself to feel truth's vibration resonate through your body and to find the courage to act on that guidance. You are flowing like creative life force and you are flowing with creative life force and have all the tools necessary to fulfill your greatest potential. Your choice remains whether to act from your inner knowing or to allow your life circumstances to choose for you. You are loved for every decision you make. Remember to seek guidance from within, and the answers will be given. Yes, this is your active participation in choosing things different, in doing things different. And just like the butterfly effect, right? the butterfly flapping its wings in one part of the world and it affecting a tornado in the other part of the world, right? Your little seemingly minutia changes that you make for yourself, right, are going to have such a huge impact. So don't discount it. Don't think that you choosing to switch up your routine by, instead of having your coffee at this time in this way, you have your coffee at this time in this way. And it doesn't have to be every day, but every other day, or right? Just be mindful of the routines that you lock yourself into and continuously check in and see, like, is this serving a new version of myself? Is this serving the new world that I'm trying to create for myself, or where I want to get to, or where I want to be? And sometimes we don't know where that is, right? But this is why you got to check in with your heart. You got to check in with your emotions, how you're feeling. If you're doing something regularly that you're just kind of autopilot locked in, it's not actually feeding any sort of joy, fun, exploration, or teaching you anything, then maybe it's time to let that go, or it needs a conscious awakening, right? It needs a refreshing. It needs life to be poured into it. Okay, we've got the golden teacher. Beautiful. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. This is a time to expand your awareness by going within, for the teacher might actually be you. When you turn your attention inwards through meditation and stillness, you are able to connect to realms beyond your imagination. In shamanism, practitioners can access the three worlds, upper, middle, and lower, by journeying, which is like a form of meditation. Within each plane of existence, you can communicate with practically anything and anyone without the limits of time and distance. This is why you contain the whole universe inside of you, and why you are your own best teacher. The golden teacher mushroom is said to have a mild potency and is therefore good for beginners. This may be an indication you are at the beginning of your studies, or to take your time slowly with something. Mild is the key word here. There is no need to do anything in excess. You can gain the answers you seek through some of the smallest acts. Golden teachers may be used for enlightenment, but they also teach you to obtain the same level of consciousness without them. They are here to show you what you are capable of and how to break through the limits you place on yourself that keep you stuck in your physical reality. It is time to see beyond linear time and space and realize the potential you have within. Beautiful confirmation, right? Yes, your internal world affects your external world. So all steps within count. Yes, all steps within count. Okay, let's see if any of the... Oh, that was quick. Who's this? It's the lamb. The lamb came out for us today. Okay, this is earth energy. Lamb. Where my lamb at? Where my lamb at? Peaceful, prophetic, and patient. The lamb is the bearer of an important message. Its contents can only be heard when a deep level of quiet has been established. Lamb energy is the honest guidance you hear from an old friend, a young child, or sometimes a surprising stranger. Through the lamb's message may channel through, though a lamb's message, there's my dyslexia for you. may channel through another person, the wisdom resonates within you. It will repeat and reverberate until you listen. Approach this gentle creature with utmost patience and reverence. Truth is a gift. Sit still, listen, and receive. When in balance, knowingness, inner peace. When out of balance, quiet, timid, and concerned. To bring into balance, meditation and listening. Okay, lamb. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lamb. Okay. We'll get a couple of these cards here. See if anybody wants to come out and confirm any beautiful things for us today. Okay, we've got the Knight of Wands. Let's just go there. Okay, the Knight of Wands is a warrior, someone with equal measure of passion and cruelty, hot-blooded. Okay, this is somebody who's balanced in their light and their shadow. And look at the passion flower. Okay, so this is an action knight, movement, taking action. Where are they? They're a warrior. They're ready to fight for whatever it is that fills their heart with passion. Okay? This is your dedication to your growth, to yourself, to your loyalty to self. This is your resilience and dedication. Yes. Okay, what is this? This one is the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords, frozen in place, unable to leave a bad situation because of fear. Okay, this is what holds us in an old timeline that no longer serves us. It's the fear, right? The fear of moving beyond, the fear of leaving the known for the unknown. But it's a trap. It's a trap. And this is what needs to be put to death, those old versions of self. This is why it feels like a tower to do so, because you're watching the old world crumble down and you're like, now what, right? But this loyalty to self, this trust in spirit and the divine and your heart is what is creating the world. And once you figure that out, you are more able to release the old things because you trust. It's not even trust, it's you know that all things will work out in your favor. So it's okay. You start to get really passionate about the revelation, the revelation of the new you, okay, which is here, maybe. Let's see. Ace of Wands. Good luck, hope. Yes. The start of something new. Okay, beauty in the simple things. This is gorgeous. It's also giving me that child play. This is making me think of a maypole that you wrap with ribbon. Okay, but it's intentional. It's creative, right? This is the new version of you that you are going all in on when you release those old things, when you let go of the fears, when you allow the towers to fall to make space for the new. I don't know where to put these things. Okay, and then the King of Pentacles. What is this king? A good host, a figure of security, a hospitable person, someone who inspires enterprise in others. Experience has yielded wisdom, okay? This is who you transform into. You transform into someone who's not just living from their heart, who has rooted and grounded into the new timeline that is full of abundance and prosperity. Okay, this is why we let the things fall. This is the reward of trusting in the unknown. Because the unknown has all the beautiful things for you in it. Okay. So we've got the sparrow who is flying free and open for love. Okay, open to find their forever bird. We've got the owl here, which is Kinaz, the owl of wisdom. This is that movement. Things are moving, okay? Think about you're going along, trusting, and then out of nowhere, boom, this owl appears. And in that case, you're probably a mouse and the owl is going to eat you. But in this case, it's your new timeline catching up to you. Okay, the owl represents the universe and the timeline. And it suddenly, because you can't hear it, they're stealthy little guys, right? Or big guys, depending. And it's just like, boom, all of a sudden you're there. And you're like, what? This is amazing. Okay, so trust it. What else we got? We got the dash hound. This is loyalty. This is your loyalty to self, okay? Yes. This is you're letting go of versions of self who are always loyal to a fault to everyone and everything else in your life but you. Now is your era. This is your tower moment where you release that version of self. You put that version of self to death because you recognize and understand that you are of more value to the world by being loyal to yourself first. You allow those who don't put your loyalty to self as important, you let them leave. And you start to draw in others who are loyal to themselves. And then you guys can have a loyalty party, right? Where you celebrate each other and it's gorgeous. Okay. And then we've got the dolphin. Okay. This is that beautiful, playful energy here that comes with these reciprocating relationships, which comes with your loyalty to self and you're going back and acknowledging and honoring your inner child, all the parts of you within. Okay. And there's the lock that only you have the key for. And your key awaits. This is the key to the new realm, the new version of self. And you've got the key. You are the key. You just need to get there and unlock. Get there and unlock it. Okay, there's the reading. Yes, it's gorgeous. Beautiful. Okay, I hope there's some good stuff in there for you. And yeah, let me know if you prefer the videos in real time or sped up. And I am not offended either way because I personally prefer them sped up. But yeah, there it is. There's my what is that? It's like I found a loophole in being loyal to myself. So this is what it's about. There's no cheats. If you can make it work, then make it work, but get there and I'll see you there. Okay. Love you. And I hope you the best on your journey and keep making those little changes and stepping towards new versions of self because you're gorgeous and you're shining like a diamond, like a sun. Okay, take care. See you next time. Bye.